I've never seen such devastation and ruin, and the whole world seemed upside down.
Every single home and every single store in Broad Channel had anywhere from 3 to 6 feet of water on the first floor.
My whole basement was gone. My kids' toys, clothes, washer, dryer, hot water heater, everything. My husband's business was completely underwater.
Watching all your personal property get lost. All our pictures, our videos, everything was down in the basement, so it was all lost.
We totally lost the home. We had a total of 11 feet of water inside the house.
I never realized, how much money they were going to give out and how many people they were going to help. It was very significant because the flood insurance funds were held up and became a big congressional issue because the banks wouldn't release the money. FEMA was nowhere in sight and didn't even find the island for, I think, 2 months. So, people were stuck in this situation where they needed to go and get just immediate types of supplies, electric heaters and things like that. So if you drove through on that day, you'd see a strange sight. You'd see about probably somewhere around 1,000 people. The Zucchi organization, their people had come in and set up tents and lines for you to follow through, and music and food, and I couldn't figure out how this was going to work, and yet they had done it before.
They were like angels coming in. I thought of them like butterflies. Everything was just so kind and wonderful about them. They didn't ask anything, they just wanted to help, and I was so impressed and moved and grateful. I was away for 6 months and lived in Virginia in my son's house, and I missed home. I missed home very much. It wasn't just the loss of things, it was the sense that home was gone. The sense of home rather than the material things of home was even more disturbing. They donated a good amount of money, $600. That's a lot of money, and it helped tremendously. But the feeling even more than that they gave me was that they cared. And it reminded me that we're all on a journey. We take different paths, but to help one another is one of the nicest things we can do in life. We're so happy. We're just so very happy and grateful.
So we came to partner with Zucchi because John Liu, who was the New York City Comptroller at the time, had contacted me. He had told me that he was approached by a Buddhist organization that was interested in providing assistance and relief to people in the communities that were directly affected by Hurricane Sandy. A lot of my members in the Captains Union, as well as throughout the police department, we had over 2,000 members of the New York City Police Department that were personally affected by the storm.
This is a view from our old house, 143 Oceanside. This is our old house. The flagpole is still standing. Brathwaite's.
As we were also helping others during the storm, we were also victims. And financially, we were working and it was hard to, get supplies of what we needed. And to have you guys come down and give the monetary gift of a gift card was a big help, because we were able to go to the store and get basic needs of what we needed to keep us going for a couple of days.
One of the good things was your organization coming out pretty much almost right away. I think you guys were one of the first people to respond and lining up the community and helping us out. A lot of people drove through the community, different resources, but they didn't stop. They went other places and whatnot, and nobody stopped. And you guys did, and that made a big impact.
In my particular case, my work was almost immensely in relief. So many houses in here were damaged. A number of my members had lost homes, lost basements, lost cars, lost friends. But we also knew that since, in our case, God decided to skip damaging here that we were going to have work to do. One of my favorite things is when Marty came in the back of the church, looked at our big stained glass window, and he said, "This is right." And we made that work after that. All the pieces fell together well.
Staten Island! Staten Island!
And to this day, people come up to me and say, "Do you remember you had that group at the church?" And they say it was the most amazing thing because there was such camaraderie out here. The line went around the block. Everybody was so peaceful. They just waited, came in, and they were just so grateful.
Thank you. God bless everybody! Thank you.
It wasn't the amount that they were given, it was the way it was given. That they just felt that somebody who doesn't live here, somebody out of New York, came just to help them.
Even FEMA wasn't giving any money. That was the hardest thing, was trying to get money. You guys came in and you gave us much needed money that we needed to buy some repair stuff or just help. You should have seen the gratitude. People were crying as they left because they couldn't believe they didn't owe the money. You know, how do I repay it? And they were just like, no, it's free and clear. This is yours. This is from us to you. Beautiful.
Whatever we had from you guys, we used for the littlest things it could be. A toilet bowl, I had a bathroom down there, light fixtures, any little thing.
Any bit of hope, any bit of charity, you know, it was overwhelming and it was so welcomed and, you know, it was kind of the light when everything was really dreary, you know.
We just moved into our new home a couple of months ago. It's like a new lease on life. Those memories are memories now. We're not living those memories anymore. They're in the back of our mind. We're here and grateful.
When we started to receive donations from people outside the community, like your organization, that really made a big difference, not only in being able to meet our needs, but it gave us a good feeling inside that, you know, this world isn't as cold as we thought it was. It made it easier for us to cope. I mean, when this hit, we were both in our early 70s. This was no easy task for us to clean up and to rebuild.
We're on an age and just seeing the devastation was enough to want me to just curl up and go to sleep for a while, but I didn't. They gave us a $600 gift card, and it helped me just get some necessities because all of my food was gone, my freezer was gone, my canned foods were gone, and that helped me to start to get on my feet and gather myself.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for the help. And once we get back on our feet, this bottle will go back. So thank you.
Like I said that day, regardless of the dollar amount, which was helpful, the fact that someone was out there, the fact that somebody cared, the fact that somebody was in another area, came, was nice. It was nice. You weren't alone.
The one thing you really do need is hope, and you guys helped us to get that in our hearts. Thank you.
Oh, I have hope. I always never give up. Never give up. There's always hope. As long as my eyes are open, I'm hopeful.
Some things are never going to get replaced, but overall, everybody's fine. And, you know, thanks to your help, initially, we're back on our feet. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
My name is Vincent Mezzatesta, and I'm from Gerritsen Beach, Brooklyn, New York. This community is a small community. We're very close with each other here. The volunteer fire department was about 2 blocks away from my house at the time where I lived. And we would hear the calls go out for the volunteers. And a lot of times people couldn't make it. And a lot of the calls went unanswered. So being a medic myself, I decided to volunteer. The roles we play as a volunteer, we're the one doing the giving. We're the one doing the helping. But when your organization came in and helped us, It was almost indescribable to be on the other end of that. Receiving instead of giving care. It was a very, very, very strange feeling. It was a great feeling. It felt amazing. But it's not a feeling that I was ever used to. So what I did with the help was we got a storage unit and we took whatever we could salvageable out of our house and put it in the storage unit. We rented a truck so that we could move the stuff. Receiving money was fantastic. It helped greatly in the time of we were all really struggling. But more importantly, the fact that people care. The volunteers were so open to embracing our neighbors. I mean, you wouldn't embrace someone on the street, just randomly give a hug, but these people really did. It was amazing. It was really amazing. Mayor Bloomberg came to my house personally after the storm, and I sat with him on the back porch and I talked with him and I said, do you really think this will ever be rebuilt? Right after the storm, it was a complete disaster. I didn't know if I was going to come back here. I didn't know if I wanted to stay in this community, but I can't leave. It was such a strong community that I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I would feel out of place. This is it. This is my home. I'm not going anywhere. You know, even after a hurricane, doesn't matter.